seem to be forgetting about you, God, but not me. I'm sorry, on behalf of the people that preaching that you are a fraud. You got me, you got me. I will always live and die for you. Quit getting high for you. Quit telling lies for you. Society can't cry for you. They keep demonizing you and politicizing you and criticizing you. Still weaponizing you. Tell me what am I to do?
Yeah, we do. We have Zoom prayer, you guys do. Hey guys. Hey Cinnabee.
Around you, you will see God's visible. I've seen miracles. God shouldn't be political. It's not left or right wing, not a black or white thing. I know you'll get me through any single struggle my life brings. I stumble for a little, but my faith still remains. They're using you as a weapon nowadays. It's insane. You help me through the pain. You get me through the rain. You always keep me humble when I change through the fame. Trying to silence the discussion. I don't trust the government. Without faith we suffering. Without it we have nothing. Politicians on a mission to make you hate your religion and run away from tradition and put your trust in the system. When things go wrong in their life, they want to blame you. I hope people praying still regardless who they praise. Question you, God. I don't know why they say what they say. Always there when it's too hard. Gotta pray through the rain and the pain, yeah. Cause when the times get tough and your mind gives up, think there's nothing that you can do. When there's no more love and there's no more trust, I just turn on my faith to you. Cause you gotta believe that you can achieve anything that you want. Remember, nothing's a breeze. You gotta believe that you can achieve anything that you want. Remember, nothing's a breeze.
I thought it was
justifying their hatred through their support for you. Makes people on the fence about you, keep ignoring you. There's an agenda that the elites of us conform to. You always lead the way when the darkness is what I'm forging through. They'll take you out the books. They don't give me crazy looks. The radio won't play it if I sing it in my hooks. We say thank God, but most of us barely mean it. We don't know that there's a really fine line in between it. Eyes wide, heart open, the whole system broken. You always give me hope every time I'm feeling hopeless. Grew up on my friends have faith, but they lost it. When I needed that life preserver most, you tossed it. Churches getting bombed, temples getting shot up. We pretend to care, but we just glad that it's not us. We've seen this in history, let's not get fooled again. I'll die on this hill trying to make God cool again. No, I don't wanna change nobody's mind. I don't wanna waste nobody's time. I just gotta pray that the hate and the pain in our face doesn't change our lives. No matter what I go through in life, yeah, I know you got me. They don't want us to believe and have faith, but that won't stop me. You, God, I don't know.
We just got turned. I'm all right. Still trying to figure out my phone and turning the camera around. All right.
I got a question to ask you before you go too far. Are you guys? We are wanting to move our meeting back to 6:30 so we can kind of start up with you a little bit more in line with you guys. But are you guys thinking you're going to move your meeting back to 6 o'clock when summer gets here, or what are you thinking?
It'll be back to 7, and we're going to do it on Easter.
Okay. Oh, you're doing it Easter Sundays when you're going to switch over?
Uh-huh.
So 7 instead of 7:30?
Yes.
So we're better off keeping ours at 6 the way it is then.
Better now that you're here.
Oh, Storm.
Good.
All right. Do y'all have somebody that you want to lead prayer?
Sure. Is there anybody here? Sarah, have you ever prayed? Do you want to pray tonight?
Sure.
All right. Y'all, this is Sarah. She makes the best cookies in Texas. I don't know about up in D.C. or the East Coast, but definitely in Texas and Oklahoma, she got it.
I was about to say, it's Oklahoma. Let's see, here's how they help deliver.
All
right, you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
We are ready.
All right. Father, we just come to you tonight. We praise your name, your holy name. Praise you for your goodness, for the way that you watch over all of us. We lift especially up the J6ers tonight. We ask that you would be near them, you would comfort them, you would strengthen them, you would provide for them and their families. We ask that you would just cause our hearts to know your love and to see you for who you are. We ask your blessing on all those gathered here tonight. We ask that you would work in our lives and you would use our work for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sarah.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Right, y'all ready for the pledge?
Yes, ma'am.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah,
All right.
just gonna tell ya.
We're
Oh, thank you, guys.
Stressed. They'll be all right.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Night.
What they say, always there when it's too hard. Gotta pray through the rain and the pain, cause when the times get tough and your mind gives up, then there's nothing that you can do. When there's no more love and there's no more trust, I just turn on my faith to you. Cause you gotta believe that you can achieve anything that you want. Remember, nothing's a breeze. You gotta believe that you can achieve anything that you want. Remember, nothing's a breeze.
Happy birthday, Jane.
Sherry made some excellent chicken and dumplings. Yeah, we need to get Suncast on there big time for at least. Along with Teresa. Hi, Yorkie.
Words to this song.
Gonna force me to get out there and start singing.
Hi, Kara. I can't hum a tune, so.
Our flag's upside down. Are we buffering? All right, I moved a bit. We'll see how that does. Maybe the next song will have words. Hey, Miss Katie.
Hillbilly from the deep south, diamond rings and a bloodhound. I've been broke, but I'm good now. Fuck around, son, and find out. Having fun when I get stuck in a field full of black mud. Crack a beer and I drank one. For them boys
Hey,
that never came
Third
home.
Steve's here,
If you
too.
play red, white, and blue, raise your glass. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. 12 inches on a lift kit. Talk shit, gonna get hit. The Southern bells are fully homegrown. I like to get a little buzz on, so fire it up from the left hand. Bad habits from my old man. Full throttle when we throw down. If you didn't know, son, you do now. And if your daddy didn't teach you that, you're gonna find out fast. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. And I ain't afraid to stand up for what If you cross that line, you're walking on the fighting side of me. If you bleed red, white, and blue, raise your glass. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. His life in Vietnam. I got American pride and I just don't give a damn.
Deb Oliver's so cute in his t-shirt. You got him.
You're gonna find out fast. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. I ain't afraid to stand up for what I believe. If you cross that line, you're walking on the fighting side of me. If you bleed red, white, and blue, raise your glass. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. If you bleed red, white, and blue, raise your glass. If you're gonna stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass. True story.
It's a true story.
Hello.
All right.
Happy Super Tuesday.
Trump won Virginia.
Oh, Trump won Virginia.
Go figure. You know what? I was listening to the show after Dan Bongino today. I don't actually know the host name, so I apologize, Mr. Radio Show host. But he's a local DMV area. He's on 105.9. And somebody called in from a polling station in Virginia, somewhere in Northern Virginia, I'm not sure where, but he was like, I've been out here all day, and I've talked to probably 150 people that've come up, and he goes, every single person that's a Democrat says they're voting for Nikki Haley today. So I was like, the radio show host kind of grilled him on it for a second, and he's like, yeah, every single person's coming up that says they're Democrat says they're voting for Nikki Haley. So yeah, I mean, go figure. Dan Bongino suspected Virginia would have some hanky-panky in Virginia, but it doesn't really much matter. Trump is he's just way too popular. And a lot of that, you know, why is Trump so popular? I mean, I always think to myself, if I was on the other side of the aisle and I was up against Donald Trump, I'd say, why is it that he's so popular? Why is it that his voters will crawl over broken glass to vote for him, and in some cases even break some glass, right? Why would they do that? Well, let's see. He says he's going to do something, and then he actually does it. I mean, when was that? When was the last time a politician was known for saying he would do something and then doing it?
I can't
Teddy Roosevelt?
I can't think of anybody but him, really.
That is Paul.
Right. I mean, it's been a long time. I know for me, and I say this with shame. Okay, I say this as a mark of shame, not in any way a mark of pride. And I'll take my licks if somebody wants to pick on me, and I'm probably the most hated person in the Democrat side of the aisle. But when I got done with college, I considered myself pretty liberal. You know, now people call it a classical liberal. People call it a cop-out. But, you know, in a real sense, I was a classical liberal. I was a Thomas Jefferson liberal, okay? But I voted for Barack Obama twice. And my rationale was very simple. I felt like abortion was here to stay. I didn't really see any political options to get around it. No. I didn't really think that the Supreme Court would overturn it. I mean, I wouldn't in my wildest dreams have imagined that. So for me, abortion was just something I grew up with as a fact in our country, and so it was not something I was going to base who I was going to vote on. Does that make sense? And then, but I was very anti-war coming out of college, and I was in the ROTC. I played make-believe war with paintball guns. I jumped out of a Black Hawk a couple times during ROTC drills, and I was fully prepared to go join the military. But I didn't want to join the military and go fight overseas for what I decided was, we'll just call it bankers' wars, right? Wars over oil. And so I turned down a commission. I don't have any fault or ill feelings for people who decided that the military was their path in life. It just wasn't mine. And I voted for Barack Obama specifically because he claimed to be an anti-war candidate. But during his presidency, we saw war in Syria, we saw a continuation of the war in Iraq, continuation of the war in Afghanistan. We just didn't see any signs of ending it, right? The other thing, too, was, you know, healthcare. I felt at the time, again, this is misinformed, I'm not, again, mark of shame, okay, mark of shame, but I was kind of in favor of a universal health care program. I felt like as America, we could provide health care for American citizens. You know, if we're the wealthiest nation on earth and we're just printing money anyways, why not, right? I didn't necessarily understand all the things I understand now about collectivism quite as well.
No, but
and then
that being said, the healthcare system in this country is shameful. It's shameful.
Well, it is shameful. It was shameful then, and it's even more shameful now. Yep. But a big reason why it's more shameful now was he took all the bad parts and all the bad elements of our healthcare system, and then he gave them steroids, right? He made it worse by forcing everybody under the bad system. And so I felt like that was a real act of dishonor to the American people to sell them on one type of healthcare system and then give them the worst type of healthcare system on steroids. And then almost everything else that came out of his mouth, he signed a piece of paper that said the opposite. And for anyone like me who actually cared to read the bills, cared to follow it from a policy standpoint, it was like, man, this guy he plays identity politics, and then he just does the exact opposite of whatever he tells the identity politics people he's going to do. And so when Donald Trump came along in a big way in 2016, I supported him, not because I supported Donald Trump. I figured, what do we have to lose with a reality TV star, right? But my thing was it was an opposition vote for Hillary, and I don't really have any shame in saying that. But over Trump's 4-year presidency, I was thoroughly impressed. Did I agree with every little thing he did? Absolutely not. I am not a Trump sycophant. However, I was really impressed when he said he was going to build a wall. and then he actually built a wall. That was a big deal for me. And I've got my own personal stories about illegal immigration, and I was in the construction trades. So, I competed directly with the people that were coming across the border. They had a direct effect on my dinner table, right? So that was a big deal to me. I was really impressed that he didn't start any new wars and actually made serious plans to pull out. And then he revealed through his desire and steadfastness in wanting to pull out of war that the Pentagon was lying to him about troop withdrawals and things like that. That was a big deal to me. You could go through a lot of things where he said one thing and he did what he said. Was he 100% successful? No. But when he wasn't successful, you knew exactly what body of government or who it was to blame. Right? Because you could tell he really fought. And I said that to the FBI. Why'd you support Donald Trump? As if it was like, you're not free to support whoever you want to support regardless of any reason. And I was like, well, I just felt like I felt like I had a dog in the fight. I felt like a guy who actually cared about how much gasoline cost. As a contractor, especially with using heavy equipment, diesel equipment, excavators, dozers, dump trucks, I was going through thousands of gallons of diesel a month. Under Barack Obama, it was costing me $4.50 to $5 a gallon. Trump comes into office. By the day he leaves office, it's $1.87. It was a 50% reduction in fuel costs. And you know what that meant? That meant that my family, my business had more money to reinvest, hire more employees, grow our business. I had a business partner one time who's very apolitical, and he goes, I'm voting for Donald Trump again because I didn't believe he was going to do anything, but when he came into office, it was like somebody flipped a light switch and the economy just started to roar. I was like, yeah, that's because he got out of the way of the American entrepreneur. He lowered our cost basis, he lowered our tax basis, and he made it so we had more money to plow back into our businesses to reinvest. That's why the American people love him. That's why, the opportunity zones in inner cities, right? Areas that investors didn't want to go invest in. He created backing for those investments so that there was more incentive to invest in these areas that were minority, where there was predominantly minorities. That was a huge deal, right? That was a really big deal for him to do that. The First Step Act, right? A lot of traditional conservatives, your picky-nicky type conservatives, they called it the Jailbreak Act. Oh, all you're going to do is let a bunch of violent criminals out of prison. Hey, listen, having been in prison, I'll tell you what, you spend a week here, it will change the way you think about everything. You don't need to spend 10 years in jail for a nonviolent drug offense to deter your behavior, okay? In fact, if anything, jail is the last place you want to have a nonviolent offender for that long, because guess what? It's going to make them bitter and probably violent, right? And so the First Step Act was a huge deal. And every single time we run into black inmates, I am absolutely convinced a big reason why they are so supportive of January 6th defendants is because they support Donald Trump and the First Step Act, because it gives them hope to get out significantly earlier than they were prior to that. And I cannot wait for the Second Step Act. Trump talked about we still have more to go to fix the jail and prison systems. I think that you need to fix the judicial system and how, the sentencing guidelines, things like that. I think that those need to be reassessed, the trial tax, but, what do I know? I'm just a victim of a convict. So,
A victim of the system.
Well, that's what it means, right? I mean, convict is a victim of a con. What did they conjure into being? Being a person instead of a people. A people has unalienable rights. We talked about this a couple days ago. So, it's what it is. You're a victim of a con. You've signed a contract and you've surrendered, you've volunteered, you've consented. And I know I say that wearing the oranges, but look, we're really far down this path. Tough spot. Allegedly we have a democracy, which is really scary for anybody that understands that we're supposed to have a constitutional republic. So I even get a little bit bothered when Donald Trump says things like, it's Joe Biden that's a threat to democracy. Don't say Joe Biden's a threat to democracy. Say he's a threat to the republic.
Well, yeah,
right? Take back that word.
We heard it in the courthouse all day that Judge Coulter Kelly said it. I don't know what, 100 times?
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah, threat to democracy, threat to democracy, threat to democracy.
Insurrection.
You know what?
Insurrection. Yeah.
You know what? Listen, I have a lot of... What do these judges know? Everything that comes into a courtroom is a lie. They assume it's a lie. They assume whoever is lying on behalf of their client. How are they supposed to know the truth, honestly? Right? I mean, there's... What are we going to do about it? If somebody comes in and says, I believe... If somebody comes in trying to get a lower sentence and says, I believe the election was stolen, of course that judge is going to take him at his word. right?
Well, a federal judge should know the difference between a democracy and a republic. A federal judge should know the difference between an insurrection and not an insurrection. And a federal judge should admit evidence that could be exculpatory. So, you know, I think that these federal judges are woefully ignorant. They're willfully ignorant. And like we've talked about before, Judge Reggie Walton still sits on the bench and talks about how many police officers were killed that day. That is just ignorance of the facts. When you're sentencing people to decades of their life, you should at least be cognizant of the facts that you're dealing with. Amen.
Well, you know what? Here's my thing. The way Elise Stefanik took care of those Harvard University president and the different university presidents, Elise Stefanik needs to sit in front of these judges and grill them over some of these same issues. And the solution to the judicial problems is in the legislative branch, right? You need to talk to your legislatures about getting some of these judges in front of them and exercising some oversight. Because if what you're saying is true, and I have no reason not to believe you, then the solution is with the legislature. And they need to be aware of what these things are. They need to be forwarded those transcripts and say, how do you feel about a judge that's appointed by the Senate saying we're in a democracy? How do you feel about a judge that's appointed by the Senate, or excuse me, they're confirmed by the Senate, saying that the attorney-client privilege with the Proud Boys is irrelevant, it doesn't matter? How do you feel about a judge saying that January 6th was an insurrection? How do you feel about that, even though those are not the charges that are issued? Right? Those transcripts, hey, you the American people, be the solution. Forward those transcripts to your legislature and start asking them to ask questions.
So we put out calls to action for people to call the congressional members and send representatives over to sit in that courtroom. Because it really is nothing like seeing it yourself. You know, you can listen to talk about what happens in there all day long, but until you go see the twisting and turning of the way the system is supposed to work and the way it does work, you absolutely will not believe it until you see it with your own eyes.
That's right. And I've been there, I've sat in the chair, I had to sit through my own trial. I absolutely know. They will say things that you go, how did you come up with that? How did you construe that? But unfortunately, the position of the defendant is preferred, but the defendant becomes a plaintiff by virtue of his plea. And if you look up everything that a plea is, it's hard not to just be a plaintiff on your own behalf. And so it's a very difficult situation. In many ways, it's continuous, and it's baked into the cake at this point. And the solution is the people, and the people are represented by the legislature. And we need very brave legislature members who are going to call these judges in, call these prosecutors in, and exercise oversight. It's just that simple, guys. It's just that simple. I know there's a lot of they work an incredibly difficult 4-day, 3-day work week or whatever it is, and, but at the end of the day, look, they work for we the people. If you call your home district enough, you'll start, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. So don't be afraid of your power as the people. You're in charge. You really are. You can change everything. I mean, you can change the Constitution with amendment. You can change things, but you've got to speak up, speak often, and speak the truth. The truth is infectious and contagious.
Absolutely. Could not agree.
And it would not be a bad idea. It would not be a bad idea to go get specific transcripts and find these little instances that you're discussing and forward them on to a volume of what
you have 1 minute remaining.
And ask the question, is this acceptable for a judge to be saying? Is this acceptable? Is this what impartiality looks like? Is this a judge doing his duty, keeping equity before his eyes, right? Ask those questions with specific examples. And I promise you, just like when the Harvard University president, when it's exposed some of the things that they did, they will be, the light will shine. But we've got to be fearless as a people. Right? We've got to be fearless as a people. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the time. Happy Super Tuesday. As always, you can support my family at givesendgo.com, John Atakis Family Help. givesendgo.com/John Atakis Family Help. And thank you so much again for the chance to talk to you guys.
Thanks, Taylor. Always good to hear from you.
Love you, Taylor.
Thank you. Bye.
All the way.
Okay, so make those calls. Write those letters. We need people in there, in the court system, in the courtrooms, just to see what goes on there. It's really just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Yeah.
Yeah, even today, Judge Coulter Kelly, she sentenced 2 people today, 2 different Jan 6ers today. And, what always strikes me is that they are so hell-bent on calling it an insurrection. She said insurrection every other breath. And, she wants to talk about what a democracy we have and how fragile it is. But aren't you so lucky to be living in such a vibrant democracy? And it's just so all over the place with these people and these judges, except, the thing that rings true with them is that they want to call all of this that Jan 6ers that day came to take over the government. When anybody, it has been said over and over again, no matter how many times they want to call people liars, people brought things to protect themselves from Antifa, and people have said that. There's been no plans about taking over the government, and they just continue to, espouse this lie, and and that's not what it was.
Yeah. Hello, Patriot.
Judge Coulter Kelly.
What's going on, Patriots? How are you today? What's going on?
Q and Brew.
We're doing fantastic. Hello, Q and Brew.
So, I want to wish everyone a happy Super Tuesday. I just want to, wish Nikki Haley, as Scripps News says, is her final last stand, and she's keeping democracy, or keeping a hold on democracy and everything else that they're saying. Go screw yourself, Scripps News.
Last stand at the Alamo.
Yeah, last stand at the Alamo. You know how it turned out for them.
Yeah, right?
How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great tonight. We have some great Patriots out here. Weather's doing really good. Got some good food. We're doing fantastic.
Awesome. I didn't want to talk about food, but
We got to talk about the food.
yeah.
we're building a case here for attempted assassination.
Let me grab my. I'm gonna grab my notes really quick. Hold on.
Because coagulin is Siciliac, and that can be a dangerous thing. And so, it's got varying different degrees, but they don't know what degree he's a Siciliac, right? So, but just about every other tray, if not every tray, there is something that is got gluten on it.
I wouldn't say every tray.
Every other tray, or every tray, or something. I don't know.
Bruce.
But it's been more than once, and it's like
Recently.
They
changed. They
it's
changed.
retardedly easy thing to figure out is gluten or non-gluten,
Yeah,
and that is like breaded chicken.
Yeah, not gluten free. Hey, there's literally and I've never complained. I did towards the middle of the year. I did complain once. I said, hey, listen, can you guys give me some more roast beef or more just equalize it a little bit more, and just don't give me the halal chicken patty every day, which I still don't even know.
Look, we can't keep giving them slack for negligence.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care if you're intentionally in your day-to-day mind deciding to do this or not. Get with the freaking program and pay attention. It's like driving on the freeway with your eyes closed. Don't do it.
So, this is what I'm dealing with. 216, court-mandated diet. The tray was PB&J. Blah 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 blah. It said turkey. They went and ran and grabbed the turkey tray from the culinary staff at the kitchen, which is in another building. Came back and it had crumbs all over it.
Did they make the turkey eat a loaf of bread?
So I said, listen, I'm highly allergic. Please, I need 100% certified gluten-free meal. Please inform the new kitchen staff. Thank you. I was nice about it, right? They respond with the food and the culinary is providing, that culinary is providing is 100% gluten-free. Your food is stored in separate containers and made separately during service.
We never received a call stating that your tray was incorrect. That was signed and dated on 3/1. Now, I hadn't received this yet, but I had signed in on 3/4. I said, Saturday, 3/2, I was given bran flakes for breakfast. I'm allergic. No new tray was provided. That tray was denied. Today, 3/4, I was given, quote, turkey salad for lunch. I accepted it. I immediately had a negative reaction. There's something in it that I cannot eat.
I'm telling you, that makes the turkey eat the loaf of bread.
So, and I mean, it's like, guys, like, I'm not doing this because I feel like doing it. You know, I hate celiac. I hate that my son has celiac. I wish there was a pill that I could take to stop celiac. But the fact is that every time I eat it, my white blood cells, attack my inner stomach. And my mom just had half of her stomach, half of her gallbladder, half of her pancreas, half of her colon, half of her small intestine, and some tube removed. And going through chemotherapy as we speak because of stomach cancer.
Yep.
That's what celiac causes.
Diminished immune system. Can't fight the disease.
And you guys are really quiet. Are you guys still there?
Yes, we're still here. Just intently listening.
So this is the kind of stuff that I've been dealing with and everyone sees it in the pod. I mean, I've literally had trays where the kitchen staff has gotten pissed off because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And I've had 15 pieces of regular white bread shoved into a tray. And I sent back the other tray and I'm like, hey, I can't eat this, blah, blah, blah. And they send back 15 pieces of white bread. Like, listen, it all starts from the top. You know what I mean? I've been dealing with this for 3 years.
Yep.
I've ingested more wheat in 3 years than I have in past 25. Every time I go to a restaurant, it's a talk with the owner or with maitre d' or with the chef, and some places get it, some places don't.
It comes down to a lack of compassion for the people that you're charged with care.
Well, it's a lack of,
you know what I mean?
We've had
like,
this throughout all of this.
If I got a guest, I take care of them.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm not saying that this is the Hilton, right?
Well,
I understand this is jail, but when someone has an allergy, instead of it, you have to. It's a medically, and now it's a court-mandated diet. So the judge finally, after 2.5 years or 2 years, they finally signed the piece of paper that says, hey, court orders this diet, right? Of course, Chansley, who's a shaman, got a diet immediately. As soon as he said, hey, listen, I can't eat processed foods, I'm a shaman, I need real chicken and real this and real that. Now, he got it. Now, why is that so important? Because it's not just me. Now, yes, mine's medically needed. However, there's guys in here literally growing breasts man boobs, and not just one.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was because of all the push-ups I was doing until they started sagging.
Yeah, until they started sagging. I mean, the food is horrible. It's soy on top of soy on top of soy on top of soy. And above and beyond that, I mean, we're federal inmates. Federal pretrial detainees, they're getting a lot of money to house us.
And
where's the money going?
Budget to Ukraine.
But it's crazy. Like, you should be able to give us, if the BOP can give us a federally mandated meal, which is chicken on whatever Wednesdays and fish on Fridays and this and that and whatever and blah 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 and pizza, and we had omelets and real eggs, and when it was a holiday we had even a piece of steak. Nikki, it's on the thing. Sorry, I'm getting the next call is asking who we're calling. But it's ridiculous. This needs to be taken care of. They keep on pushing, kicking this can down the road because they keep on saying, hey, listen, after Trump gets in, right, after Trump gets in, it's all going to be better then, because the January 6th is going to be out of jail.
Yeah,
No.
and they're going to have to do it.
No. Because after Trump gets in, Quaglin asked Trump for a job, because now Quaglin's been tortured for 3 years, and Quaglin has lost everything, along with other people, but his wife, his kid, his family, his house,
his
marriage, everything. And now Quaglin is going to make your guy's life a living hell.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. It's going to start in 6 days of my sentencing when I start dropping pieces of paper and grievances. And now that I have a Mr. Moore, J. Moore, that signed this on 3/1/24, this is a legal binding document.
There's not enough disclosure for that document, by the way, because he's not putting his full name. They need to start putting their full names, and we need to, I did that with the other thing that,
I'll even, that's something that the judge will bring up.
Yep.
But now that he put his name on.
Oh, how
and
funny.
stated
I
something,
think I remember that
now he's put on notice.
a couple of years
Guess
ago
what,
about the poll
Jay
watcher
Moore?
thing.
You're going to be on the subpoena list.
Yep. It's going to be Jay Less here pretty soon.
Anyway, guys, we didn't even want to talk about food, but again, today, I was given a breaded soy patty. Guess what? I can't have it. Doesn't matter whether they give me gluten-free bread or not. Can't have the breaded soy patty. So, anyway, we did have a whole bunch of things talking about. I mean, we'll talk about Super Tuesday probably on Wednesday, but after Trump gets wiped out, because Haley's on such an amazing path right now. All I see is I saw Virginia, and it was something like 50%. I'm sorry, I should say Trump at like 75, Haley at 25, or 60-30, or I'm guessing 60-30 would be a better. Trump had twice the amount of votes as
Keep in mind, a lot of Haley votes or Democrat votes.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Okay.
And they
Democrat, independent, whatever.
Oh, well, 83% of Haley votes say that they don't know if they're going to vote for Trump.
That's a good point.
That is.
If you look at their coverage of these elections and their polls, watch how they manipulate these polls.
Yeah.
How they say it, how they say the numbers. That's going to tell you everything about this.
80% of the Haley votes aren't going to vote for Trump. You know why? Because they're going to vote for Joe Biden. You know why? Because they were a registered Democrat up until that day.
They were Biden votes.
I mean, I do want to address this one thing. It's really pissing me off. The White House won't say if it will address Lake and Riley at the State of the Union. 22-year-old nursing student at Augusta University, Jose Antonio Ibarra, murdered her after raping her like an animal. Jose shouldn't have been in the USA. It was an illegal.
Was that a catch and release?
Jose was from Venezuela.
Yeah.
Jose should have been deported after being arrested multiple times for breaking and entering robbery. Jose, in my opinion, should be shot like the rabid dog he is.
Yep.
Why would Joe Biden accept responsibility for her death? Everyone knows this is all Trump's fault. Right, Joe? Well, unfortunately, the American people know the truth. And as much as you spout it, we know, and there's going to be, over the next 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is, there's going to be plenty of Border Patrol agents out there saying that we went from, 200 illegal crossings a day to 20,000 a month? It's
30,000 in December, wasn't it?
30,000 in December.
Something like that?
Where, Deb? In Virginia?
It's
not a migration.
I don't even know if those are, I'm pulling those numbers out of my ass. I know that they're higher than that. I know that they're higher.
They say officially, even in conservative, so-called conservative media, they say 7.3 million.
Thank you.
migrants were
which
here.
is really 15 because
Yeah, exactly.
definitely do not get all of them.
And they're not migrants, they're freaking invaders.
Yeah.
Well, the
The
Biden
government sanctions.
the Biden
Newcomers.
administration
You
just
have 1 minute remaining.
the Biden administration, it has just come out, has already flown 320,000 illegals from other countries to the United States.
Ghost
41 at
planes.
airport.
Yep.
Guys, I gotta go grab hopefully a second tray that is good, or just a piece of paper that I'm gonna sign and deny the trash.
Wish you the best, Chris.
All right, guys, listen, I love you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night and happy Super Tuesday.
You guys have a good night too, and you stay strong.
All right, bye.
Okay, so this week the subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government is having a hearing on Thursday. The rumor is that Fanone may be at that hearing, although the hearing is supposed to cover the collusion of the government and different financial businesses that allowed the government just to freely have financials of American citizens that day. So I'm not sure if Fanone will be testifying there, because next week on the 12th there is another, I believe on the Oversight Committee, Loudermilk is going to have an investigation into the police response to January 6th on March 12th, and I believe that is in the Oversight Committee. So, we'll be at both of those. I would imagine Fanone would be at the second one more than the one happening on Thursday, but we'll see.
I haven't heard any of those rumors. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on with you?
What's happening?
Look good. I'm here with Mr. John Todd. I'm here with Mr. Johnny Pollock. I'm here with Joseph Hutchinson.
All right, guys. How's it going?
It's going good. You got Johnny Karate and the boys. Johnny Karate and the boys.
All right. Well, good to hear from y'all. So what are y'all doing?
Nice.
Fine.
Oh, we're just hanging out in our cell, all three of us. Playing patty cake.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I guess y'all are just doing time, but Mickey stole my line.
Well, it's so funny. It's
Oh,
only
man.
Well, that's what I say to Guy, because Guy's always like, what are you doing, baby? And I'm like, I'll go, well, what are you doing? And he's like, well, is it time? I know. And we want to get into what
I better
we
do
call it
time.
no, we're just kidding.
Oh, no.
We're just
I'm
kidding.
going to stick a patty cake.
It's a family show. And you did say that.
Family-friendly show. Crazy. I feel like I'm interviewing with Gator.
I don't know about that. Okay, so are y'all watching Super Tuesday?
What was that?
Are you guys watching the results of Super Tuesday?
It's going about like I suspected. Nikki Haley's going to lose every state today. All of them.
Well, I know officially Virginia. What else would you guys know about anything else?
Not that I know of. I haven't really been watching it that close. We've been playing hard spade table, laying it down. And I've been stuffing my mouth with food. A wee little guy, I kind of need to get bigger. And before that, doing a workout, so, got to stay in shape while you're when you're in the clink. We're on 2-a-days now. Basketball morning, or whenever, and then workout right after that.
Are y'all going to participate in the bodybuilding contest because the other one was so controversial? Because it was rigged.
That's why I'm still invested.
I was in the first one, and I'm about to do the second one. The mail-in ballots, they came in so far after the competition went over, out, and all that.
we're about to have a whole riot go on. Our insurrection go on.
Well, I knew the minute y'all started talking about late entries, I knew there was going to be some trouble.
That's right. That's when I started
Yeah,
investigating.
I was the late entry. And I took fifth place. So I don't think that was the issue. I think it was time you paid on the judges to get that second place moved up to third, or first place.
So it's payola.
Yeah.
Paying out the judges. That was exactly what happened.
They pulled a Nikki Haley.
Give me some sponsorship.
Well, there's $35 waiting out there for you guys.
Yeah, whoever ends up winning, although I think some official results, but then complaints were lodged and flags were thrown. Oh no, that's probably not funny with y'all guys. Not
I'm
real
still
flags.
keeping my fifth place award.
You what?
So we're going next to my first place award.
Participation trophies. And I didn't mean to, just for the record, I meant like yellow flag on the play, not like throwing a flag like y'all are in jail for.
We don't throw flags in here, we throw poles.
Oh, that's right.
Let's clarify that.
We throw poles. Well, the boy today had a pitchfork.
Oh yeah, the sentencing we sat in on today, brought a pitchfork to the game.
Oh, did you hear the latest news with Hank?
No, what?
Hank will be coming back for probation violation March 15th.
Really?
For being at the Vigil. Munster.
Oh, no. Well, we told him.
They had to do him dirty like that.
Really? I had not heard that.
I remember Hank.
My aunt sent me that information when I was in. She goes, so this is about Hank, or my sister sent me it. I think she kept in contact with him.
Well, I told him, I said, are you even supposed to be out here? But he knew everything before you told him. So.
I mean, he said he wasn't given that information, and I actually kind of believe that he may have overlooked it, or might not have known they gave him that, but who knows?
Well, we just,
we got him, and then we got one in Judge Cobb's room. They should be going down together, and they were like, I was waiting for Hank to come down. They were like, no, it's just you today. And I was like, okay, cool.
I was waiting for Hank. Well, yeah.
I was like, at least I'm going with somebody I know.
Right. Well, I really thought they were going to take him, but, the judge was very compassionate about letting him go. And, even with a lot of the comments he made about being able to be on his own in the mountains. So,
well, we're sorry.
Yeah.
I know. I hate he got in trouble. I told him to look at his terms of conditions of release.
Oh, that's so foul.
I mean, he had already done it when you told him to look at it, so I don't think it would have done him anyone good except to ask for forgiveness.
I don't know. We had lunch with him in the cafeteria, and, well, I don't want to go over all that. I'm sorry that he's going to suffer for standing on freedom. Freaking feds.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
You say it, sister. Because if I say it, it'll get used against me.
I can't talk.
My words only. Fuck you, feds.
Yeah, that is our opinions only.
Only our opinions. Nobody online said it, so.
Well, I support their decisions.
No, while I was on the probation or whatever, I put a picture up online and said, I love your gay pride shirt, and there's an FBI shirt.
Well, they'll use that against you too.
Oh, no. Oh, God, man, throwing the book at me.
Yeah, it's best we just stick to the weather, what y'all are eating. Bodybuilding contests, I think, are okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll probably hold that against us, too.
That's probably what happened.
I hope they don't hold their body against me.
Sounds like a.
I think I'm going to get in on this one.
You little man.
We got a guy in here, Joseph Hutcherson, he's on the call with us. He was 400 pounds and is now 240 pounds.
All right.
In the last
Good
year.
for you. So that clean living.
You lost to John Todd. Yeah, just clean living.
Trump wins North Carolina.
Trump wins North Carolina. It's official.
Oh man.
All right, maybe it's that diet stress that keeps you, that's helping you lose weight. I don't know. It's a stress will make you go one way or the other. You either eat too many peanut butter M&Ms or you don't eat anything at all.
It's up and down.
All of it. I mean, I sat there and ate a lot of stuff that I thought might help put on weight, and I just never got it. You know, that's why they call you super talent, because you have the super metabolism. It comes in here, and I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to get a gut. Maybe I can grow fat, grow a beard, and ride a Harley. Meet my dream goal.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe that soy will catch up. Oh no, the soy make you.
Maybe me getting pudgy, I can get Judge Hell a hug and she'll feel all comforted. I'd love to go. Oh, you're like a little teddy bear.
You can go free.
You're just so cute.
You can call me Kim at a time. Kim at a time.
Well, y'all know there's a lot of good decisions happening as far as 1512 goes, and you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sentences that are going to be affected by that. Hopefully, Nicole's husband will be one of them, as well as so many others. But you know, we pray about that because you know, if Guy isn't if he isn't charged with 1512, then his time is over and he can come home. But the government has until Thursday to give them an answer as far as what they plan on doing about that.
Well, and you did see the appellate judge who was like, yeah, it doesn't really count the whole votes count was a ceremonious proceeding. It's not even, it's like the parting in of the turkey and stuff and the inauguration. It's a ceremony, not a governmental procedure.
Yeah, not a transfer of power. It's a ceremonial situation, and the transfer of power actually occurs on the 20th, I believe.
Inauguration day.
Yeah, inauguration day.
Well, they said even the inauguration was like the parting of the turkeys. Like it's just a ceremonial procedure. It's not even like a.
So when does the transfer take place?
I'm not sure.
I have to go
How are we charged with
ask
it?
Jonah Talkis. He probably knows.
Super talk, yeah, John.
Yeah, he's a wealth of information. Mr. Jonah.
Yes, he is.
Y'all call him John too. How many Johns you got in there? If it's like.
There's so many Johns. John Gray, John Todd, John Pollock, John Talkis.
John Talkis.
John Huckanell. John, probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
We almost made up half the 12 disciples.
Oh my goodness. All right. So what are you eating for your diet and training for the? So did you say you're not going to be in the next contest?
Oh, absolutely.
John Todd is an absolute because he's super Todd. An absolute for
That's why I'm coming out that way. Just me as I am.
Yo, we just had official notification that Trump wins Oklahoma.
Oh, there it is. Go figure. And what? Biden may win.
if I'd run against somebody, so I would.
They said he's 100% projected to win. Well, I would hope so. Let's just hope there's no stairs in the way, because he might fall back down and lose.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think he needs to be careful because, you know, I hope, you know, there's just that little rumor that Hillary's running, so Biden better be careful.
How's that?
Fall down a serious
I think it looks better.
Hillary falls too.
Hillary running, that's hilarious. Yeah. I don't even see her on the treadmill.
No. But he needs to, Biden needs to be careful about all paddle boarding expeditions and plane rides, and better get himself a food taster. Not threats. This is not me
Those
threatening.
dangerous ice cream cones.
I know. I'm just saying, you know, I keep...
Next up. I like a challenge. I hope they got really Bobby in here. You ain't first or last. You ain't first or last. You don't need to get. I'm a fire dog.
Okay, well, y'all are getting ready to get cut off by who we call, Greta. So if anybody has a give, send, go, or anything they want to get out, let's get to it real quick. Why is it echoing like that?
The Pollock family, that's ours. Jump House is just within my number so far still.
Okay.
Mine, I think, is like,
thank you for... Okay, well, I get that. That's my bad. I shouldn't have asked all that information so late in the phone call, but hopefully we...
What is your stream?
No.
What happened?
Oh, there's a planet flag up somewhere.
Oh, well, sometimes that happens. We're sorry.
Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting the white folks who ain't.
All right, let me try it here for a second, and if not, I'll go over to the other side and see if I have better luck.
It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, leave on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns, the gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. We'll just screws just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? Hollywood been rotting your brain, controlling your mouth. You say lit, fleet, wet cap, they trying to dumb you down. They endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout and use minorities in movies for diversity clout. Two sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage. Being woke used to mean you understood you were retarded, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree it's free speech, disagree it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe, but you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed, because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle, addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals. Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful, then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. We'll just just part of the machine.
All right, let's do that again. Hey, Mr. Yetman.
Mr.
How we
Yetman!
doing?
Hey, Patriot!
How's everyone doing out there? Everyone all right? Nice and warm out there?
Here we are.
Nice night out here. Sherry made chicken and dumplings.
Sunbathing out here.
Sunbathing, Steve.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's better than our shitty food.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I know every time. Oh, I'll make y'all envious. I know. I'm so sorry. It's pretty good chicken and dumplings, too.
Yes.
In a few months, and come January, we'll be out of here. We'll get our own chicken and dumplings.
All right. Sherry probably even make y'all some.
Yes, I will.
Hey, we'll take it. We'll take all the hospitality you guys offer.
Will do.
So what's new? Anything new to report? How's everything out? No protesters tonight?
We do not have any screamers across the street or sirens across the street tonight, so we're thankful for that as well.
Sounds like a nice peaceful night.
I guess
Busy crying.
Yeah, they're busy crying.
Trump wins Arkansas.
Trump wins Arkansas, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Virginia.
And
Texas is one.
Yeah, he's got. We're watching it too. We're in here watching it live. We're all gathered around the TV watching. It's awesome.
All right.
Love seeing it.
Good.
ask him if he has any predictions for the State of the Union.
He's just got to step down and get away from this whole thing and try to save some face.
Nicole Raffett wants to know if you have any predictions for the State of the Union.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're going to drug him up really, really well. Just going to ramble on about some nonsense.
He's probably going to fall down once or twice. Talk about ice cream and smelling children, cherry legs. I don't know.
All right. Hit a couple of points right there.
We can tell you what he's not going to talk about.
I guarantee you got to drop the word climate change like 30 times.
Perhaps.
And Ukraine.
Oh yeah, and Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine. We got to get money to Ukraine. We got to fund this war because Ukraine's is linked to our border.
I know how I don't get that either, but it is tied up in the same bill. It's tied up in the same bill.
Hey, those yacht payments aren't going to make themselves. We got to pay those yachts.
Oh, that's sad.
Off.
Seriously.
All those oligarchs. Yeah, it's disgusting. Hopefully we get a real president in there soon and then stop all this nonsense.
Yep. Take our country back.
But right now, it's he's got to get these last couple states locked down, and then hopefully Nikki Haley steps away, and then she supports Trump, and then we can go forward. Because she's not doing herself any good right now with this whole mess.
No, and I think the voters that voted for Nikki Haley, we talked about how they're probably Democrats that voted for Nikki Haley.
Oh yeah, they're all going back to Joe Biden anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We're not missing out on much.
Nope.
It's shameful, but she's got a lot of big money donors, military industrial complex. The whole she's just trying to fill her coffers up. It's sad, but that's the government we live in.
That's a fact.
You got to deal with it. But now everything else is hanging in there. The world's falling apart, and we get to see it firsthand. So everyone needs to pay attention and get ready for November.
That's right.
That's right. Too big to rig, I think, is Trump's words this year. Too big to rig.
I'm hoping. I'm telling. I have so many friends that are telling me how they're talking to people, and they're just like, people that never voted before are waking up and are going to vote for Trump this time. And some Democrats some people that I know that are Democrats that voted for Joe Biden are like, I can't vote for the guy. I just simply can't do it.
Yeah.
So they're going to vote for Trump this time. I think it's going to wind up being a landslide, and I don't think they'll be able to steal it. I don't. Again, I don't see it happening.
Oh, weird.
And if they manage to do it somehow, it's going to expose them so much.
Yeah, but then what? That's the scary part. I don't know. We just have to have faith that we have to have faith. What else do we have?
Yeah, we have to do something because we don't. They want violence. They want a violent reaction. Come after us. And you see what happened to us.
I did.
They're trying to fill this jail left, so they'll be happy to bring more J6ers, in 2025 in here.
Well, they do continue to arrest you all.
Yeah, I've heard that they're looking to get a lot more. They want to get a lot more in before the election.
Yeah, I think Nicole said how many people have been arrested already this year? Like 60?
Oh, yeah, closer to 70 now.
Closer to 70 just in 2020.
3 today.
3 just
today.
I
think the Steve Baker one. The Steve Baker arrest that's ridiculous. That right there just shows you how desperate they are. Going after journalists.
Yeah. Owen Schroyer, I mean, well,
they won't bring him. They won't bring him in here though, because they know the last thing they want to do is have him hearing our stories.
That's right.
Well, yeah, they're bending the rules all the way around as far as they have special laws for J6ers, special rules for J6ers, but they're not always the same. They're that's what they talk in the courtroom about, not wanting to have disparity. I can never say that word. Disparities in sentencing when they're nothing but disparities, and even in the randomness of who gets detained and who gets to remain at home until trial, and who gets to self-surrender.
No uniformity.
No uniformity, none at all.
Who has obstruction?
No, and I'm trying to. I finally found out who my judge is, so now I'm starting to look at how to go forward here, and I'm looking at his rulings and other judges' rulings, and I'm seeing such a huge difference between the judges. I'm like, is the law the law? I'm like, how is there one person getting 30 months and one person getting 60 months for the same crime with different judges? I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Right, and one person with a non-violent charge sits in jail and waits 3 years for a trial, and other people that have violent charges are on their own recognizance at home, so, or pretrial release at home. So, I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. People that were at all the breaches, like Ray Epps, 6 months in jail. I don't.
It's disgusting.
It's so random. Yeah. So who is your judge?
Boasberg.
Chief Judge Boasberg.
So, so far, from what I'm hearing, he's fair, and, he's somewhat fair. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I'm hearing different things from him, about him. Again, I'm not asking for anything special. I just want to be treated fair and just. Right. That's all I care about. I just want justice. That's all I want. But it doesn't seem that we're getting it. So, hopefully he gives me justice. That's all I really ask for.
I hope so.
We'll see. Hopefully, we won't need to worry about that. Come January, get out of here, hopefully. I gotta stay optimistic.
Well, I heard Trump, an interview Trump did with some, I don't know, some podcaster, sorry, Mr. Podcaster, and he was talking about looking into Steve Baker's case. So, I just, and he is coming out in his rallies to the J6 Choir song, and every time he does that, that's millions of people that are thinking about you now that maybe weren't, yesterday. Amen. So, it really is just a tool to keep you in the minds and hearts and minds of American people, because the way the mainstream media tells it, they don't tell it. They don't talk about y'all at all. So, other people are starting to. I mean, congressional hearings, and there are Congress people, doing, hearing after hearing, and investigations into the pipe bomb, and investigations into some people's behavior that day. So, it's slowly, the truth is coming out, but meanwhile, my daughter's dead and y'all are in prison for 3 years. So, I mean, TikTok, sons of bitches, TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading some articles about your daughter today, and I actually took her picture out of one of the newsletters that we got, and I put it up on my wall next to my J6 collage, and she's on the top of it. I actually, the other day, I was watching, the J6 True Timeline, and I watched, actually, I started crying. I can't help myself. I see someone like an amazing woman like that, and just such a proud patriot, just basically murdered right in front of us.
Amen.
Disgusting.
It is.
Captain Byrd needs to be in prison.
Yes.
That's right. And then we sit in court today, and they don't want to even say her name. They said what did they have?
A rioter was shot, so they had to, they won't say her name. They won't say Roseanne's name. They just refer to them as rioters.
They don't want to fight away. They just want to see ugly. They want to see evil. They want to see rioters. They want to see protesters. They want to see insurrectionists.
Right.
Domestic terrorists.
Right, and then today we were sitting in on a sentencing, and Judge Coulter Kelly, she just went on and on about, she probably said the word insurrection over 25 times, and she talked about how fragile our democracy is, and I just want to say, lady, what democracy, and there was no insurrection, and no one was there to take over the government. If anyone had anything, it was to protect themselves from Antifa, or if anything went violent. There was no plan to take over the government, and they just pushed that narrative over and over again.
The Capitol Police officers, again, they were put in a bad situation, and again, a lot of them, I'm sure a lot of them are on our side. I actually know, I was friends with one of the guys that was actually there, a police officer in the Capitol, and I was texting him, I was talking to him before as I was walking up to the Capitol, and it's like, I know he's a good guy. I know he's a Trump supporter. Like, it's like they just got put in a bad situation, and I'm sure between the agitators, the FBI informants, and the human assets they have on the ground, which now that we're starting to see them come out now. I'm hoping that they put some more video out there that gets their faces out there so people can see who they are.
Right.
It's bad. It's sad. And we were attacked. Like they broke the law. They broke DC law by using munitions against us before giving us 3 clear and audible warnings to leave the area. When I got there, I saw no barricades. I saw no warning. I saw nothing. All I was as I'm walking up, I'm getting tear gas, pepper spray. I'm getting bombarded for walking.
Right. By 108, all the barricades were down, and it was just a sea of people. Nobody could see anything. And what they love to do in these cases is they love to show still shots and then say, well, you didn't see this snow fencing way over here. Well, no, you didn't, because there's a sea of people.
No, I stayed the whole entire time to see Trump speak. I think the FBI said I got on ground like 2:30ish. By that time, there was nothing but chaos going on. There was no barricades. I didn't see one warning sign. I didn't see a bike rack. I didn't see anything. It's just, but they want to keep on. They want to give us all these misdemeanor charges. They want to just pile on. I went to court the other day, and they added another charge, and they upped my my assaults from a 111A to a 111B. So they keep on adding.
Yeah, and they'll continue to do that the more that you take the government to task. I'm sorry to say that, but that's what they do.
No, I know.
I've seen people go all the way to pre-trial conference and then yank their trial date and supersede them with more charges.
And now they're trying to get me for. They're saying that they're looking at more discovery that was found after, because as everyone knows, I fled the FBI for those 2 days, and they're saying that they're going to, from what I've heard, he's not going after me for that, which is good. I appreciate that. But they can change their mind at any time and start charging me for that.
Yeah.
So
or
I don't know
overcharge
what's
you
gonna
on
happen.
something else. So
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm still waiting for all that. But yeah, it's going to be what's going to be. I served my country for 14 years, and one correction officer back in Jersey told me, he's like, "Hey man, you think you got out of the military? Because this is you think your service is over. Your service is just beginning, man. It's a new battle for you.
Thank you
You're
for
still
your
serving your country."
Right, all
that's
the
right.
way.
And Sherry said thank you for your service, and that goes for all of us out here. Thank you for your
Oh,
service.
Yeah, it's
But
always
you're
been
right.
an honor. And thank your daughter for her service. She's a patriot. We all believed in our country. We all served our country, but it failed us.
Yes,
And now they're
it
using it
did.
against us. The fact that I'm military and all this other stuff, they're coming after me extra hard, saying I'm a danger to the public.
That's right.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate, but you know what? Let them call me what they want to call me.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Anyway, I just want to reach out to you guys, let you know that we're thinking about you. We appreciate everything you do for us. We love you guys.
We got you, Patriot.
We miss being free. We miss being out there with our loved ones, and hopefully we'll be out there again soon.
Absolutely. I pray for that as well. And thanks for calling in. It's always good to hear from you guys.
We love you,
All right, guys.
Patriot.
We love you.
All right.
Love you guys.
bless you.
Take care. Have a great night. All
You
right.
too. Thank you.
Talk
Bye-bye.
to you soon.
I don't think we should try to squeeze that in. We only have 2 minutes, and it takes 6 to read it. So we're going to be here. All right, Sherry.
I'll do my best.
Speed reading.
All right.
by Sherry.
We're going to do the roll call, and I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can so we don't miss Sing for Freedom. Lives lost on January 6th. Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and the following day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Those J6ers currently detained: Justin Adams, Tommy Allen, Chris Albert, Russell Alfred, Francis Azari, Joseph Azari, Noah Bacon, Edward Battalion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Burnett, Pauline Bauer, Julio Bequero, Luke Bender, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Craig Bingert, Joshua Black, Kenneth Bonnewick, Dominic Fox, Brandon Bradshaw, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Jennifer Boutois, Daniel Caldwell, William Calhoun, Billy Cressman, Reed Christensen, Dylan Cronin, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Bruno Kua, Matthew De Silva, James Davis, Nicholas DiCarlo, Nathan DeGraves, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy DeJarkin, Michael Dickinson, Caleb Dillard, Joshua Doolin, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Egvet, Brendan Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimon, Kevin Galetto, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, David Geetson, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Goszczynkowski, Jeffrey Grace, James Grant, Matthew Green, Brian Gunderson, Josiah Hackett, Stacy Hager, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Alan Hostetter, Joseph Howell, Joseph Hughes, Jared Hughes, Joseph Hutchinson, Matthew Huddle, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Justin Jersey, Joshua Johnson, Zachary Johnson, Taylor Jonatakis, David Judd, Leo Kelly, Julian Cater, Frederico Klein, Matthew Kroll, Nicholas Langren, Daniel Layden, Joseph Layden, Michael Lockwood, Joshua Lawler, Kevin Lyons, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Christopher Moyer, Mark Mazza, Ronald Maccabee, Patrick McCoffey, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKellop, James McNamara, Connie Meggs, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Ronald Millstreet, Matthew Ryan Miller, Scott Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Menuda, Landon Mitchell, David Marshall, Andrew Morgan, Robert Moores, Jonathan Monifo, Eric Munchell, Daryl Neely, Ryan Nichols, Christine Niemela, Gregory Nix, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Grady Owens, Jason Owens, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Stuart Parks, Nathan Pelham, Michael Perkins, Dominic Pizzola, Daniel Phipps, Jonathan Pollock, Olivia Pollock, Mark Ponder, Rachel Powell, Sean Price, Joshua Pruitt, Joseph Pavlik, Chris Quaglin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffitt, Zach Reel, Nariana Reiner, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Ed Richards, Richmond, George Riley, Thomas Robertson, Michael Roberts, Michael Roche, Jonathan Rocco, Edward Rodriguez, Daniel Rodriguez, Greg Rubenecker, Bobby Russell, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samsel, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Robert Sanford, Peter Schwartz, Benjamin Schuler, Daniel Scott, Christian Sikor, Hunter Seafried, Kevin Seafried, Alexander Shepard, Thomas Sibick, Jeffrey Seals, Michaela Sly, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Kelly Sorrell, Audrey Southern, Hatchet Speed, Yvonne St. Croix, Peter Stagger, Shelley Stallings, Patrick Stedman, Laura Steele, Tristan Stevens, John Strand, Sarah Stoudemire, Isaac Sturgeon, Alan Sweeney, Andrew Taki. And we will continue after the anthem.
Sherry, that was pretty close, Sherry.
Hey, it's me and Mr. Ball here right now. You guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Hey, all right. Well, it's another day in here. How are you guys out there? What's the weather like?
The weather is beautiful. Springtime's coming. There's some blooms on the trees. We're eating chicken and dumplings, and we're good. We're good out here.
Okay. Well, we are in here. I've got some all kinds of little tidbits of news and stuff that I'm going to tease you with. We've got something about a bill. We've got a subpoena, and we have some. And we have the 1 minute warning coming up. So let me start there. And I'm going to leave you with Mr. Ball.
Mr. Ball.
There you go.
Tammy in Texas.
Golly.
T12, can you hear me? Hello. All right. The echo chamber is excited tonight. Must be the energy in here, which feeds off of energy out there, being that it's Super Tuesday. What do you guys got?
Just the Super Tuesday results where Trump won everything. I mean, the polls haven't closed in California, and God only knows what the hell they're going to do. But, I mean, Oklahoma and Virginia, North Carolina, what else? Arkansas, Tennessee, Massachusetts,
Arkansas. Trump took Texas
that,
too.
some of those states that we wouldn't find out their results until, dare I say, the 10th or 11th. Is that true?
I saw the dude, I hate to even admit to watching Fox News, but it was on our TV today. And the guy that does the big whiteboard said it might be up to 48 hours before we find out the results. That always makes me nervous. Kind of like y'all's bodybuilding contest until the results are official.
Yeah, we did have some voting issues there. Reminds me of some other voting issues. All right. You got any other news, or can I break into the news that I got?
You tell us what you got, Jeff.
All right. I've got, first off, the social media company Meta had a blackout today for about an hour. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, something called WhatsApp, and Messenger. I don't know if that's part of Threads or whatnot, but all of those were apparently all kaput for a little while today. However, other social media companies, Truth Social, Getter, Twitter, they were all running fine. Now, one would think that all of those Meta things, they would have some separation between them all, so if one fell, one went down, that the other one would still be up. The rumor is that it was a technical issue, so we'll see about that one. But what I'm hearing in here, again, more rumors, is that it was a dry run for something. So, and somebody said, you know, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's probably more likely.
Press secretary said it was
And somebody had mentioned, you know, kind of coincidence that last week a bunch of the phone carriers went down as well. I think AT&T went down. So, interesting. Go ahead.
Sherry said the press secretary said it was a cyber attack.
Well, that's not what I had read on the news. They said that it was a technical difficulty. So, you know,
weird.
They got to get their lives straight. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it weird that, you know, there's different versions of the truth and nobody wants, you know, the mainstream media, lies.
All right, next. I heard that those of you that really like your Second Amendment, I heard that Louisiana voted to legalize constitutional carry today.
All right, Louisiana.
Yeah.
All in line with Texas.
Next, I heard that Arizona Senator Sinema, who was a Democrat and was independent, she decided not to run. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I heard that too. Oh, I have one little tidbit. So we talk about how the government only runs from Tuesday to Thursday. Well, I talk about it, not you. I don't want to attribute that to you. But how the government, Congress conducts the business of this country from Tuesday to Thursday. And yet on Twitter today, I saw AOC in Brooklyn getting chased out of a movie theater. So I don't know what the hell AOC is doing in Brooklyn on a Tuesday when there's so much shit to do here in DC.
And let alone being chased out of the theater?
Some of her little liberal nut friends don't like how she's handling the Palestine protests, so it was the lefties giving her some shit at a movie theater, and she went running down the escalator calling them liars. So I don't know. Poor AOC.
Let them eat themselves. Yeah, they will devour themselves, is the saying.
We can hope.
All right, next I've got...
is already on CNN talking about how he's going to figure out a way to get Trump off the ballot, even though the Supreme Court voted 9-0 to keep him on. Jamie Raskin's up to he's gonna throw some of his superpowers on the situation.
Yeah, well, they're going to go to the super secret Supreme Court.
Perhaps.
Just like in the movie Animal House, you're on double secret probation. So, yeah, they're super secret, yeah. All right, let's see. I've got Chip Roy has designed a bill that will allow people to sue the manufacturers of COVID vaccines if they had issues. Now, of course, that has to go through the House and Senate, but it's a step in the right direction. So there's that. And then this one I found fascinating, and I had someone just sent me information before I had to hop off. So I will have more on this tomorrow. But the House subcommittee was doing an investigation into Andrew Cuomo that he was not cooperating with. So, and it was about his nursing home policies when it came to COVID. So since he wasn't being cooperative, they subpoenaed him. So the House committee has officially subpoenaed Andrew Cuomo over his COVID-19 nursing home policies, where he said, oh, you have COVID and you're elderly? You need to be quarantined in a nursing home with other people that have COVID. Or even if you don't have COVID, but you're kind of sick, then you have to go there because, well, we think you might have COVID. Or anyway, so he is now being investigated. So that is another step in the right direction.
Yeah, it is. I hope he gets in so much trouble for that, because that is such a shameful thing that, you know, people that put their whole life into their families and they were made to go off and die alone. That is going to be a shameful time in history. And I hope he gets held accountable for that. Him and so many other people.
They could be crispy fried frog legs.
Those that were administrators to hospital facilities that saw the amount of money came in and forged information in order to get the, what is it? I forget, $20,000 or $40,000 for each person put on a ventilator or something. I forget all the numbers. It's been a while, but there was some absurdity, absolute absurdity. What else? And to jump back in it, and I hope I'm wrong, but I am hearing on a number of different fronts about the quote-unquote Black Swan event, and that it could be sometime between tomorrow and the 11th or the 12th. And that it's, again, the Black Swan event is, and I'll read it here, the definition, a phrase commonly used in the world of finance, so it'll obviously negatively impact banks and businesses, that it is an extremely negative event or occurrence that is impossibly difficult to predict. In other words, Black Swan events are events that are unexpected and unknowable. I'm not predicting it, I'm just telling you the rumors that I'm hearing in here. So, and the rumors I'm hearing say that it could be a terrorist attack, say that it could be a media outage, or it could be, what's the third one? There were three parts to this.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Losing my brain. Oh, banking, like some kind of issue with stocks, bonds, stock market, whatnot. So buy silver. That's the rumor I'm hearing too, or crypto. So, all right, guys. The lady spoke. Mr. Ball, any words of wisdom? Not a whole lot of that. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being out there in Freedom Corner. Anybody listening, please go to precinctstrategy.com. precinctstrategy.com. Get involved, use your voice or lose your voice. You guys out there in the corner, thank you for all that you do. God bless you, and God bless America.
Got you, Patriot!
Love y'all. See you guys. Good night.
Okay, we're going to finish up the roll call. Enrique Tario, Curtis Tate, George Tenney, Jacob Therese, Kenneth Thomas, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, John Todd, Edward Vallejo, Salvador Vasalis, Eric Scott Warner, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Bradley Weeks, Jack Witten, Anthony Williams, Riley Williams, Timothy Williams, Duke Wilson, Ricky Wilden, Shane Woods, Chris Wowell, Donnie Wren, Johnny Wright, Douglas Wyatt, Gregory Yetman, Kyle Young, and Jacob Zirkle. Those we've lost to suicide: Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Ungst, and Jordan Meacham. We stand out here every single night so that we get justice for those killed that day, and we will never let them forget her name. So let's say her name. Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
Ashley Babbitt.
You want to do that as a last song? That's as a last song. Thank you, Sherry.
All right, let's do our last song, guys.
Quick as I could.
We had to talk about. We had to wear a mask inside the Judge Kelly's courtroom today.
If tomorrow all things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from the sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, with us pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
USA! 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 USA!
You silly dog.
Oh my
Good
goodness!
night, everyone.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Every night, all the time. Thank you for all your support. You pray for us, we'll pray for you. See you soon, Tammy, and we'll see you here tomorrow night.
Hey, good night, everyone. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good night, Mama Mickey.
Good night, Miss Katie.